Squire of Hell. By Troy Maverick. Chapter 7. I might have been a little bit aggressive with my demands, but I didn't retract my words. The goddess of lust gave me a kill system that could help us both out in the long run. If I was her chosen soldier, I should get some perks for not only rescuing her, but helping her build her empire. I wasn't against her dominating, but what Faye had said made sense. Lust was a powerful sin, and I could already see how things back home could get crazy if left unchecked. That being said, I had to consider my options if lust said no. Could I really allow these demons to overpower her people? As Nayla had proven, they weren't the most harmful demons in Rello Hell, and I had to imagine that had a lot to do with why they were easy targets for dominating right now. Well, to be painfully honest, I was bluffing. I didn't have it in me to just sit back and let them suffer. Now that I thought about it, I was beginning to wonder if I had a cap to this kill system thing, exactly how much power could I get from slaying demons? Was it possible that I could be the next Rello Hell threat?
We are here.
Nayla beamed, my eyes sharpening past the fog to a small log cabin house with a well in front of it. I expected something more sophisticated for a goddess's home. Could this be where Nayla lived?
Welcome to Lithuania.
Is this what's left of your entire country?
No, but this is definitely the heart of it.
Before I could question further, Nayla clapped her hands twice, the ground gently rumbling underneath us. Then suddenly the air started to shift and thin out, the fog cleared, and all of the sulfur around us grew tenfold. I was getting sick to my stomach, not only from the sulfuric fumes, but from whatever the hell was happening around us. I tensed up, trying to resist this feeling of being tugged and pulled in all directions while my body drifted into a wormhole. I heard Faye yelping behind me, and for the life of me, I couldn't make out what the hell was going on. Damn it, could this have been a trick from Nayla? I didn't jump the gun just yet, opening my eyes to a scene visibly different to where I'd been just a second ago. I heard a shrill cry and a thump from behind me, Faye dropping on the dewy grass while clenching her stomach in. She seemed dazed as she tried scrambling herself up, then she dashed behind that stone near the creek. Poor girl couldn't stomach the trip, heaving her dinner over by the corner. I was a bit lightheaded myself, but I was more overwhelmed with where Nayla had suddenly taken us. In the foreground was a castle about a half a mile north, sitting on a mountain in all of its splendid ivory Art Nouveau glory.
The goddess of lust's grand estate. Well, what do you think?
It's gorgeous, I complimented, still in awe by its immense depth and acreage. But tell me, how did we get here?
These,
Nayla said, showing me the orbs embedded in her wrists.
When I clap my hands together, they summon me and my company to the goddess home. But in order for me to find it, there needs to be an anchor, hence why I needed to walk to the point of return. The point of return is randomized, but just as long as I have these orbs in me, I know where to find it.
It felt like the space around us changed, not us.
Yes, that's true. But trust me, we were the ones who had moved. Another cool thing about this area is that it can travel. Remember when I said that this was the heart of Lithuania? The goddess of lust's home sits on the capital of Lithuania, Estiba, and the perimeter is pretty vast. I'd say maybe a few miles in radius. But because the home is movable, it's not easy for our people to find us. However, it also makes it harder for our enemies to spot us. We would rather remain undetected, so that when we go out to find Lithuanians by the border, we can take them to safety. Speaking more on these borders, when our people need protection from the constant harassment of other nations, they travel to get help, and we pick them along the borders when we can. It can be dangerous though, because we oftentimes find children taking that risk. But those who had lost their parents from war and savagery are desperately in need of a safe home, so they take on the treacherous journey in hopes of a better life in the capital.
I am amazed that you've gone this long undetected.
That's because we make it a habit of moving around so often. But unfortunately, it isn't perfect. Only those gifted with the orbs can move and teleport. We are referred to as the Peacekeepers. There are only a few of us in the capital.
A land of magic and monsters. This should be fun.
Come, let us push forward. You can wash up, eat, get settled, and then after, I can introduce you to my sisters.
Why am I still in this terrible nightmare?
Faye moaned. I turned back and acknowledged her, the lady glaring at me with a crossed look on her sour face.
And who the hell do you think you're looking at?
Sounded like Faye puked out that enchanted stream she had selfishly guzzled down a few minutes ago. Well, I guess that didn't last long. She scrunched her face at me in disgust, then flung her hands over her nose.
Ugh, you smell absolutely foul.
And I have you to blame for that.
What are you talking about?
I squinted my eyes, tickled that she didn't remember being on top of me a second ago, let alone the demon I protected her prissy ass from. Forget it. Nayla giggled, pivoting over to me in a whisper.
Don't worry, her memory will come with time.
We prepared to ascend, so I asked Faye, are you saddling back on or what?
I'd rather hike with these forsaken heels than attempt to stomach your wretched smell.
She barked at me. I grinned mischievously. Well then, hike away. I hope your shoes don't give in with all of the pointed rocks up the path. Would hate for your constant complaining to slow us down. I turned back, hearing her huff at me from behind. After a few minutes more we made it to the castle, the bridge before us surprisingly unguarded. But then I heard something flapping above my head, watching two giant wyverns circling the estate. I snapped my head back down before Faye could notice, but her jagged cry for help said that I was too late.
Don't worry, they won't hurt you.
Nayla reassured us.
Just as long as you are one of us, then you'll be fine. And seeing as you two are my guests, they will treat you as family.
Good to know, I said, not completely sold by the idea, but I had no choice but to go along with it.